It is December 1st, and that means my yearly tradition of 25 days of rebuilds, and sometimes I do even more. But I try to do 25 days of realistic and fantasy-style rebuilds. You can tell each one apart in the thumbnail. This one is more of a fantasy style, and I kind of feel like going balls to the wall and following through on some of these Russell Wilson rumors, which would be very unusual for me to do, because I don't usually trade away the franchise quarterback. I usually try to acquire one, but we actually have one. It's going to be very interesting, but if you are new to this channel, you like rebuilds, videos like this, and more realistic ones as well, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I think you're going to enjoy the content, and let's go ahead and talk about this roster and start rebuilding this team. It's actually amazing, by the way, how much this coach looks like Russell Wilson. Like, that's like it's right there. And as I record this, by the way, the Seahawks have gone out and signed Adrian Peterson, my favorite player of all time, although I don't think it's going to change the video too much, I'll be honest. But let's go ahead and take a look at this team. The offensive line is better than it really has been for a while. You do have potential with guys like Ethan Pochich and Damian Lewis up the middle. Gabe Jackson's been a decent player for a long time, and Dwayne Brown's been a very good player for a long time. Probably want to do better than Brandon Shell at right tackle, but maybe Stone Forsythe can take over. He's only a rookie, so there's potential there. He's only a 58. Seems pretty low. At tight end, the team also brought in Gerald Everett, and Will Dissly is, of course, in here as well. He's got an upgrade point. Let's give him vertical threat, kind of develop that part of his game, which really has not been developed very much. He's only 25, so there is big time potential with him. And then Russell Wilson, of course, is the starting quarterback. There are rumors that he could potentially be moved, and I am tempted, because this is like a fantasy style rebuild, to go a little bit crazy and see what I can get in return for Russell Wilson. So I might have to do that to mix things up. Chris Carson, when healthy, of course, is awesome, but he's not healthy all that often. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Dwayne Eskridge, my guy. Yeah, it's a pretty good receiving core going forward. I know Freddie Swain plays a lot, but Dwayne Eskridge will be that third receiver of the future. He should be pretty awesome. He is already 24, but he is a lot of fun. If you watched him at Western Michigan, you saw there's a lot going on. I don't know how many of you guys are tuning into Maction every week, but he was certainly really good last year. And then in the secondary, Quandre Diggs feels underrated at an 82 overall. Jamal Adams is certainly underrated by the general public. He's still really, really, really good. He just isn't like this super awesome over-the-top cover player, but he does everything so well. He is an amazing player. He can do more than just blitz, okay? Linebackers is kind of weird because they have Darrell Taylor listed as an outside linebacker when he's really just a pass rusher. So I want to move him to defensive end. I'll probably get Benson Mayowa out of here. Al Woods, Poona Ford. It's not a great D-line. Carlos Dunlap is past his prime, but Jordan Brooks and Bobby Wagner should be a really good combo. B-Wags usually regresses pretty hard, and he usually ends up in free agency, but I'm going to try and keep him. And we got to improve at corner as well. Sidney Jones, DJ Reed, Ugo Amadi, Bless Austin. This defense needs a huge makeover, but there are some pieces. There are some pieces here. It's done. We're starting off with a bang. We are trading Russell Wilson to Philadelphia. We're getting 3 first-round picks in return. And I wish I could get more, because I think we probably could. But Russell Wilson for 3 first-round picks is the deal. As I said, we're going to get crazy with this first one. And that's pretty much as crazy as we possibly could be. Remember LJ Collier? Was he a first-round pick? LJ Collier might have been a first-round pick. I think he was at a TCU. In awards, maybe? Yeah, 29 overall. What are they doing, man? The Seahawks, it's amazing they've been as good as they've been for as long as they've been, really. It feels like they're, like, due the 3-8 record they have right now for a minute. Dwayne Brown, Quandre Diggs going into their final years as well. I might try to just gut the team a little bit. Might be the move. Trading Dwayne Brown and Al Woods for Devin Bush. Devin Bush is still very young at only 23 years old. I think there's a chance we've completed our linebacking core. Trading Quandre Diggs, Rashad Penny, another like what are you doing first round draft pick, and Carlos Dunlap for a second round pick from the Raiders. Just gutting the team a little bit. I think that's probably going to be it though. I'm okay with taking a step back and saying, hey, this team has not been successful in real life this year. Just go fully, just gonna be bad. And then we'll turn it around in the offseason. We're gonna have a lot of money. We have a lot of picks. We have a lot of room to improve this team. Okay, looking at the top of the board, a couple right tackles, which is interesting. We obviously need to think about quarterback. Pretty big hole at that position now. So, I don't know. We might put the head scout into QB. Now, it says the strengths of this class do start at quarterback. So that's pretty nice. Corner and defensive tackle also strong as well. So we're gonna set up our scouts accordingly. Ooh, we got lucky here. All the quarterbacks are out west. So what I'm gonna do with the scouts here is assign the quarterback, national scout, just out west. Actually, let me change this. Hold on. See, this is why it's really annoying, is there is no tier 2 quarterback scout. So I was gonna fire this guy and then keep what I had, but now I'm gonna re-pick up Rondé Barber. And I don't want to do this. I want a tier 2 for quarterback, tier 3 for corner. They don't exist. Stupid. Really, really stupid. And they lock you, they limit you from choosing whatever scouts you want, which I hate. Simulating to the midseason mark, we are 0-7. Not doing that well, I think it's safe to say. But that's okay. We were not supposed to be doing that well this year. So that's all right. Jeez, it's not ideal. Oh, +1 speed for B-Wags. The national focus position is going to be cornerback. And we need to look at corners. It's the strength of the class, apparently. So that's the focus. We have all these guys looking at their proper position as well, which is good. Who do we potentially need to retain? This has been off to a crazy start. We need to keep our talent. And even though there aren't like great players in here, for the most part, I do want to keep a lot of them. There is some potential here. So we got Ethan Pochich, Sidney Jones, DJ Reed back. Gerald Everett and Will Dissly, the 2 tight ends, both declined for right now. And I could get both. I don't know yet. I think I'd probably lean towards Will Dissly because he's younger. We finally got our first win. 1-8. Nice. And we're going to choose our focus players. So I know I want to know more about the quarterbacks. So I might just go quarterback. Kevin Kelly didn't look great in terms of, well, these guys are already 75%. I mean, I could just completely know about him. The corners are going to be pretty high as well because I've had my national scout there. So they're all either 70 or 85%. I've handled this pretty well so far. We could just look at other positions like defensive end. I do always like the pass rushing outside linebackers. So I'm going to do Andrew Joseph, Malachi Shepard, and Marquise Teague. I think those are good guys to at least know more about. And we can always find out more about the quarterback and the corners later. And they're already scouted a lot. So these are some guys we don't have a ton of information on that I do think I want to know more about. We did miss the playoffs, went 2-15. Now, we don't have our first round pick, of course. Oh, they're going to want to fire me. Nope. You cannot do that. But because of the Jamal Adams deal, the Jets have our first round pick. Maybe I should have traded for that pick back, knowing we'd be as bad as we'd be. Should we see about some of those prospects we looked at? Let's see. It did work, which is nice. Andrew Joseph is a speed rusher with a tackle. We don't know his finesse moves. We know he's going to be a great athlete. We don't know awareness or play rec. So we don't really know that much about him at 70%. And then Malachi Shepard, we know he's going to be a great athlete, but we don't know how good he is of a blocker, really. Don't know pass blocking or run blocking. So that's the thing. The strength of the class is corner. This guy's got D man coverage. The first two I've looked at have really not been that good. Enrique Wilcox should be better. A press, B zone with potentially elite speed. D man, D zone for Tim Aldridge. Okay. C man, C zone for Ben Spillman. Doesn't really seem like this is the strength of the class to me. I'm going to be honest. It seems pretty bad. Like, I'm looking at Clint Allen, and it's tough to say how good this guy's going to be. He's got B-man, C-zone, and he's a really decent-looking athlete. I don't really know how to value that, because his coverage doesn't look great. I think Enrique Wilcox, to me, at least looks the best. But I don't know about him in man coverage, which is concerning. Am I really only basing it off of A press that I think he looks good? It said the strength of the class is at corner, which is now deeply concerning to me. These two quarterbacks, by the way, look pretty good. It's a strong QB class. Do we get crazy and double dip? That would be pretty crazy. Chiefs beat the Cardinals in the Super Bowl. Let's go ahead and check out the stats of the season for us. Jacob Eason threw for 4,500 yards, only 18 touchdowns, 16 picks. Rushing, Chris Carson didn't get enough touches probably, but was not too bad. Receiving, Dwayne Eskridge in the slot was unreal. About 1,300 yards, 6 touchdowns. Very good season for the rookie. And DK Metcalf put up nearly 1,200. Only 1 touchdown, though. We need a quarterback. That much is obvious. We need a quarterback. Defensively, I'm assuming we're not going to have really impressive numbers near. Although Darrell Taylor had 22 tackles for loss. Ford with 19. Also 8 sacks, which led the team. Devin Bush had 6.5 sacks. Very weird numbers. Season recap has Lamar winning MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year. Trevor Lawrence, David Collins are your Rookies of the Year. I'm going to let Gerald Everett walk. He's regressing now. And I'll bring back Will Dissly, not for 6 years, maybe more like 4. And he's going to be back. And the rest don't really need. But we have money to spend. We could make a move or two in free agency to make this team a lot better. Devontae Adams, I really don't need. I don't really need Odell either. But Teron Armstead, who I've been going after a lot recently, just makes sense to get. Dante Jackson would be pretty good too. I think those are the two that I want. Dante Jackson and Teron Armstead. Yeah, let's do that. So I've done something the Seahawks have not done in real life, which is invest a ton of money in the offensive line. Teron Armstead, Austin Corbett are now on the team, and Dante Jackson signed as well. We're just completely revamping this squad. And we're really just looking for a right tackle, maybe, I think. And then defensively, I like corner. Doesn't mean I won't draft a corner as Jordan Brooks goes up to superstar. Poona Ford goes up to star. Darrell Taylor goes up to star. Still need help on the D-line. Still need help in the secondary. Quandre Diggs is in free agency. I just don't really have any type of interest in that. If anything, I would offer Casey Hayward a contract for about 2 years to come play safety. Let's try that. It's not a ton of money. I guess we have a little bit more and it's only a 2-year deal, so we're not really locked up. So give him a 2-year contract to play safety. Yeah, I'm going to do Adonis Steele because that's a crazy name. And I'm going to do the 2 quarterbacks down here whenever I find them. The reason I'm choosing to do it here as opposed to actually in quarterback is I think there's some type of bug. I can't confirm this, but I think there's some type of bug where if you switch positions, it just doesn't scout them. So I want to keep this in here. Zach Smith is the other one. All right. Adonis Steele and the 2 QBs that are down the board a bit. And hopefully we find a stud or two. And we got Casey Hayward. Yeah, just going to play him at free safety. He's cheap. He's going to be a better safety than a corner at this point anyway. And we'll start the NFL draft. I don't actually know what picks we have. We don't pick until 16. Oh, that's a joke. Jets pick at 2 and 3. We don't pick until it's 16, 21, and 23. You gotta be kidding me. Travis Dixon, though, man. This guy looks amazing. Ran 4.47. 4.44 at his pro day. Has A throw accuracy deep, A throw accuracy short, A throw on the run. I feel like I don't even have to look at anybody else. Travis Dixon is the pick at quarterback. He looks awesome. Zach Smith just doesn't look quite as good. Looks real good. But, I don't think he's quite as good. Yeah, I'm going to take Travis Dixon for sure. We don't have to move up for him. We have 70% on Marquise Teague. We know he's a speed rusher. We don't know his finesse moves. Don't know his awareness. Don't know his pursuit. It's really annoying. Now, Chris Green's real interesting. 4.7, 940 with A finesse moves. That might be a player worth trading up for. And you can't add guys to your draft board in the draft anymore, which frustrates me. Ricky Jenkins is going to be pretty good with that A play rec. Blockshed's okay. We don't know power or finesse. Kyron Britt also has A finesse moves. Ran pretty well. He has elite strength too. All right, so I like Kyron Britt, Enrique Wilcox, and Travis Dixon. The first season one always takes the longest because, we got to hit on our draft picks, and we have some good ones. Oh, I didn't even check on Adonis Steele. Is he good? He's got B's across the board. Ran really well. A kick return is interesting. We don't know anything about his coverage, in zone coverage at least. He's going to be pretty good. 6'2", 225. We might have to take a little bit of a change in approach, because that's a player I think I might want. Trading number 23 and a third to move up to number 14, and that should make things a lot easier for me. So that's what we're doing. Adonis Steele is still here. I'm going to pull the trigger. He looks pretty good. I think I can play him in a number of different roles. And yeah, we're going to take a shot at him. Adonis Steele, normal dev, because of course. 93 speed, 90 agility. Obviously don't know about any of his defensive stuff, but just seeing normal dev off the bat isn't fun. Enrique Wilcox isn't supposed to go for a while, but is the top corner on the board. I'm going Kyron Britt here. He just looks awesome at D tackle. We know he's an elite athlete with elite strength and A finesse moves. We're taking him. Also normal development. 77 speed, 94 strength. That dev trait is very annoying. We'll see how good he is. And at 21, is the corner still here? Enrique Wilcox is still available. We're going to take him. Welcome to Seattle, Enrique. Also normal dev, because yeah, of course he does. All right, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 6'2". Kind of the typical corner Seattle might go after. Simulating now to the top of the second round. This is where I'm going to target the quarterback. He should still be available, and he's the guy I want the most. Travis Dixon out of Notre Dame. Our Russell Wilson replacement. I think he looks amazing, and he also has normal development. God, dude. Oh, I'm having a blast. 89 speed, 90 throw power, 92 change of direction, 90 acceleration, and agility. Does everyone just have normal development in this draft, man? I've taken 4 what looked like the best players in the draft to me that I could see, and they all have the worst dev trait you can possibly get. The worst you can possibly get. We got a center here with A, pass block finesse, and pass block power. We're gonna take a shot. Also normal dev, because yeah, they're just all going to be, clearly. I think we're just gonna take a shot on a random lineman. Kobe Gallery. All right. Draft recap. How did we actually do? Doesn't look like bad. Looked like we did pretty well in terms of overall. Adonis Steele's is 78. really solid. Kyron Britt is a 78 once again. Really solid to me. A finesse boost is 74. That's interesting, I guess. Enrique Wilcox is a bit of a miss, it seems like. 72 is not terrible. His man coverage is pretty bad. He might be better served to play safety going forward. Kind of up in the air about that one. And then a 76 overall quarterback is not bad at all. 82 deep, 78 medium, 84 short. And obviously the athleticism is insane. I need to see the rest of the draft though. There was an 81 overall running back hidden. Now we got the second best player in the draft. Two of them. Was it class just not good? Normal. Normal. We know we have normal with Travis Dixon. Normal. Did I get some type of a bug where every single player in the draft has normal pretty much? Now we're getting to some hiddens in a row. It's just this the age old. If you take a mid first round player, they have hidden. If you take an early first round player, they have normal. There's a lot of normal dev players in this class. At least up at the top, which is just stupid to me. Like, is the strategy to take worse players for a better development trait? How backwards brain dead is that? So the team certainly has improved, but that doesn't really mean anything for season 2. We'll have to see what happens, of course. Yeah, I'm hoping some of these guys come in and can make an impact and make a difference, but the normal dev doesn't really get me super excited about the future, if I'm honest, and I think that's pretty understandable. So again, we'll see what happens. My expectations are fairly low, but we definitely got better. We have our QB of the future. We'll see what happens in season 2. 4-2 at the midseason mark. Not so bad. Pretty good, actually, and we just lost to the Rams. Bobby Wagner's starting to regress pretty hard. He's down to an 89. Ooh, big free agents as well. All right, I want a lot of these top guys back. We have the money to do it, though. DK returns. Bobby Wagner, I think on a 2-year deal is fine. We're getting pretty much everybody right now. The only guy I didn't negotiate with was the running back, Chris Carson. And this really isn't too bad of a contract anyway. So he's back as well. And we got these top 5 returning, which is really nice. Jason Myers, kicker, you know, I don't really think plays a big impact in franchise sim. And we finished 8-9, which is not good enough to make the playoffs. Let's go ahead and check out the stats at least. As Travis Dixon was 4th for passing yards and touchdowns through 10 picks. Amazing rookie year, a record-setting rookie year. Amazing stuff from him. Rushing, Chris Carson really didn't do a whole lot. Like, look at 15 touchdowns with 3.5 per carry. Rushing DK, 1,200 yards for Dwayne Eskridge as well. 11 TDs for Will Dissly. And then defensively, Devin Bush had a ton of tackles, B-Wags as well. 16 tackles for loss for Kyron Britt, who also had 10.5 sacks. 14.5 though for Darrell Taylor. 9 for Alton Robinson. We need a better edge rusher. Better for sure, but that's a good season. And then interceptions, 4 for Dante Jackson, 3 for Casey Hayward. Not a bad turnaround year. That was pretty good. Packers Titans Super Bowl. That would be interesting. Yearly awards. That's not really what I want. I want the end of the season stuff. Hold on. Let me simulate one more a week. Also, negative 24 mil right now in cap room. All right. Guess something went off the books. Now it's 23.1 just like that. Justin Herbert wins MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think I've ever seen that before. TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year. Our guy, or 2 of our guys. Travis Dixon, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Kyron Britt, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hopefully they got Star Dev. It's got to be Star Dev for the quarterback minimum, I would bet. Star Dev from Travis Dixon. Not seeing anything else on offense, but that's good. He was the big one. And then defensively, hoping to see Kyron Britt. He's still normal. Dante Jackson went up to Superstar. Darrell Taylor went up to Superstar. He's 26 though, so he's not gonna have a huge window of being good and developing, but he could get up into the 80s. Team's coming along, but certainly not there yet. What do I really need here? I like the offense. I don't really think we necessarily need to add anybody. And then defensively, it's edge. And maybe corner, since Enrique Wilcox was kind of a miss. Now, we could move Adonis Steele to corner. He would be huge, but is pretty good in man coverage. Be an awesome slot. That's an option. It's probably got to be Montez Sweat. Yeah, I would say so. And we got Montez Sweat. Pretty easy there. The team is developing now. I think we have all of the pieces, pretty much. It's just all about watching these guys get better. Bobby Wagner continues to get worse. He's down to an 84, but he's still good. I'm moving Bobby Wagner to outside linebacker and Jordan Brooks to inside linebacker. I think that's going to be good for us. And this is Alton Robinson. It is. I need depth at linebacker. It's not going to happen in free agency. I'll tell you what I could do, though, is move the drafted safety Adonis Steele to linebacker. He's 225. He's a pretty big guy. And like, there's nothing in my mind that tells me he can't play outside linebacker, but we'll move him to backup inside linebacker for now. I think he's probably going to end up finding the field more in that role. He's a 75 there. Run stopping isn't great. His block shed's real low, but the tackling and pursuit's pretty good. Coverage is obviously very solid for a linebacker now. Draft time, we're at number 13 overall. Let me just find out if I can, solidify who I'd like to draft here. I looked at Darius Lindsay, but I still don't really know much about him. A pursuit doesn't really tell me anything. He does have B finesse moves as a power rusher, so his power moves might be quite good. He's not really an amazing athlete, but he's a good athlete. But for a power rusher, I don't know. Trading a 1, a 3, and a 4 to move up to 4 from 13. So we are going to be taking that player. Just looked like maybe the best guy that I know something about. So Darius Lindsay, top 5 guy. A pursuit. And we know he has B finesse moves. Am I really about to take him? I don't really know that much. I don't really know that much. But I know he's a power rusher. It's just a lot of a guessing game is what the new draft is. All right, let's do it. Darius Lindsay. Welcome to Seattle. Obviously, he's going to have normal development because I drafted him and he's in the draft. Yeah. And second round, I mean, there's never any really draftable tackles from what I found ever. Like, they discourage you from drafting offensive line because the players always suck, in my opinion. Always. They're terrible. You're awful. Could gamble on this guy. I mean, we're going to. Why not? It's literally like shooting with a blindfold on. You could take anybody. You don't know anything. Darius Lindsay is a 74. It's not terrible. It's not that good though. Best player in the class, as usual, appears to be a running back. Weren't ever considering that. Pretty good value pick for the Cowboys here. Holy cow. Pretty good player down the board. Really odd draft. The talent was kind of all over the place. I don't know. Weird class. Okay, season 3 here in 2023. Where are we? I mean, you've seen the team. I like the offensive line still. I like the receiving threats. I like the running back. I like the quarterback. And then defensively, I think we've really come a long way. I don't really even have a problem with corner right now. I think our D-line is quite good. Bobby Wagner is not going to be a rush end. No, no, no. Darius Lindsay has 82 power moves. He really isn't too bad. He's just not a great athlete, but he's 6'6", 264. 3-3 at the midseason mark. What is our main problem at the moment? Our offense is not great. Our defense is not great. Why? Why is it so bad? Some of these random contracts are crippling us. Does Gabe Jackson have any interest? He does, from Texans. All right. We did actually make the playoffs, though. 12-5. Just started winning games, I guess. Always like that. See the team schedule here. We started out, you know, kind of up and down, but just dominated the second half of the season, really. Stats and awards. Not a bad year for Travis Dixon. 4,700 yards, 42 touchdowns, 16 picks, but overall it was good. Chris Carson, similar to last year. DK put up almost 1,500 yards and 99 catches, 18 TDs, over 1,000 yards for Will Dissly. Defensively, Jordan Brooks led the team in tackles, 17 tackles for loss for Taylor, 14 sacks for Montez Sweat. Taylor at 9.5, 8.5 for Kyron Britt, 4 picks for both Dante Jackson and Sidney Jones. Let's see if we can beat Chicago. 10-7, they made it into the playoffs as home field advantage, and they beat us. I hate this game. Season recap: Cowboys beat the Chiefs. Zeke won MVP. Who do I need to re-sign? Some decent players. Damian Lewis, Darrell Taylor, Jordan Brooks. That's kind of it to me. All right, we got everyone back, and barely, by the way, barely. We have pretty much no money, so free agency is going to be a little lackluster. We drafted Agnew, so he's going to come in and start at right guard right away. No problem. Losing Gabe Jackson is not big at all. Ooh, Dixon up to superstar dev, by the way, and DK Metcalf up to superstar X Factor. Need that deep accuracy to come along a little bit. And then defensively, Montez Sweat up to superstar. Devin Bush up to superstar. Dante Jackson up to superstar X Factor. We are killing it. And Steele is going to go play free safety. This is the guy. Alex Roll. Man coverage guy with B zone. He's going to be really good. Top 5 guy. Gonna have to move up to get him. But I think that's got to be the guy. We're going to have to move up for that corner. That is a player I'm confident will be good. The guy we traded up for last year, you know, I was a little bit up in the air about, to say the least, but I'm confident in Alex Roll. He is going to be very good. Ran 4.26 at his pro day. Now, I thought that I had done focus scouting on him, but it didn't work because the game's terrible. I did it on Shelton Derby and I did it on Sebastian Gutierrez. It worked on one of the 3. The game's terrible. Have I mentioned that before? Terrible, terrible, terrible. That nothing works. It's infuriating to me. It's so annoying. An 85% scouted, we don't know a safety zone coverage or tackling. Dumb as well. Vikings go quarterback at number 1. Now, I think the Cardinals are going to take a QB as well because the game draft logic is broken. But I'm not going to risk it and have them take a corner. So I am trading up to number 2. Whatever it takes. A 1 this year and a 1 next year and a 3rd round pick gets me the number 2 overall pick. This is the draft pick I'm most confident on. If he's got normal dev, whatever. But he's going to be very good. I know that. Alex Roll, welcome to Seattle. Finally a hidden dev player. 94 speed. Thought it might have been even higher, honestly, with his pro day 40. But that is pretty good. 92 change of direction as well. Only 21 years old. He should be very, very good. We're going to take an athletic tight end here that I pretty much know nothing about other than he ran the fastest 40 on my Al Davis stuff. Normal dev, 85 speed. Looks terrible. Alex Rolls an 80. Yeah, he's unbelievable. We'll start right away. Good man, good zone. Very, very good player. Got to be the best in the draft, and he was. Gutierrez was a 79. Wish I could have known that he was good. Maybe I would have moved up for him, but it didn't let me do focus scouting. And the other guy I liked was the free safety. Where's the free safety? There he is. Shelton Derby. Wanted to know more about him, but it would not show me. Looks pretty good, actually, for a 73. All right, we're moving Alex Roll to the CB2 spot. The team looks really, really good. This should be an extremely successful season. You guys know how it goes sometimes, though, with this game. It might not end up going that way. And we will simulate initially to the midseason mark. I'm hoping for at least 5 wins at that point. Absolute minimum. 6-1, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. And we made the playoffs. 15-2. Amazing season for this Seattle team. And Travis Dixon was amazing. Over 5,100 yards, 45 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions, rushing Chris Carson pretty much doing what he been doing. Receiving, Tyler Lockett went off in the slot, almost 1,600 yards, 15 TDs. DK was really good in his role. Will Dissly got targeted a lot. And then defensively, Devin Bush had an all-around amazing season. Montez Sweat, 19 tackles for loss and 18.5 sacks. 13 for Taylor, 11.5 for Kyron Britt. Interceptions, 3 for Devin Bush led the way. Yeah, this is a really, really good season. And you hope this team can actually carry it through into the playoffs. Just 2 wins to make the Super Bowl. That's it. 2 wins. We start off with the 9-8, but 87 overall 49ers. We have home field advantage. Will that matter at all? I don't want to jump in here. It's only the divisional. So we're going to have to beat them in simulation. And we are going to lose. Frustrating. Damn, this was a good team too. Went 15-2. First rounded. But this will be the final team. It's upsetting that we couldn't win a Super Bowl, but our quarterback made it up to Superstar X Factor. He never really developed that deep throw accuracy too much. Probably going to upgrade it a little bit now. Maybe Improviser will get it a little bit. But he ended up being, or at least playing up to a 90. We'll call it that. He was amazing. Tyler Lockett finishes as a superstar. And then defensively, I mean, Devin Bush made it up to Superstar X Factor. Roll here, Alex Roll was drafted as a superstar, up to 90 man coverage as a rookie. So not too bad for him. And this team is certainly set up for the future. But that's going to do it for me here. We certainly beat a lot of good teams along the way to go 15-2, and then lost in the only playoff matchup we had. And the Niners made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and they will win 21-18. So that is unfortunate. We had to play the Super Bowl winners in the first round of the playoffs. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. A lot of fun to build this team. I love playing this game. And I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.